welcome. We had a few technical difficulties. We're still new at this, so sorry about that. And I think we're ready to go now. So, are you watching to see?
Yeah.
Hopefully we didn't lose everybody.
The...
We had some people on and then, I don't know. We had it all set up and we thought it was like, okay, I was going to do a countdown and then would go live, but then we don't know. Anyway, you don't care about that. All right, today we are going to be making gnome shoes. And I have a new technique. I've made quite a few gnome shoes in the past, but this is going to be a new way of making them that hopefully should be a little bit faster and easier than previous ones. And as you tune in, I would love if you would tell me where you're from. Hello, Nathan. Nice backdrop. Thank you. Let me know where you're from. And we love comments and questions. Anytime you have a question, feel free to pop that in there too. I'm trying to figure out what's going to be the best place to put,
Kathy.
To put our gnomes so they're not in the way of our tutorial. So let's see who we have so far. We have, Kathy, Brenda from New York, Syracuse. All right. I had a friend who used to conduct the symphony in Syracuse. New Jersey, Illinois. All right. And Nebraska. Well, welcome. Oregon. All right. I love it. So yes, as we go along, please, make sure you make any comments or questions that you might have. So I think, should we go ahead and get started or should we?
Yeah, no, for those of you that don't know.
Oh yeah, I guess I should say. Go ahead, sorry.
I'm this one's husband, so yeah. Okay. I'm here to learn, I guess.
Yeah, he's here to learn. So yeah, I'll go ahead and explain. My name's Amy and I have a YouTube channel with over 85 tutorials, mostly crafts. Some of them are do-it-yourself home projects, but basically it's anything that you can do by yourself. But I really love doing gnomes. For some reason, they're really therapeutic for me. I have a friend who she's taking classes right now to be a therapist, and she was studying and she found out that doing art projects can be great therapy. And I guess that's what this is for me. This is my therapy. So let's see. Hi from Wales.
South Wales,
right.
UK.
South Wales, Rhode Island. We have a sister-in-law in Rhode Island. We love Rhode Island. So welcome. Yes, it's good to see you. Okay, so this is what we're going to be, the idea that we're going for. Although my dear hubby over here, oh yeah, I didn't finish explaining that, did I? See, lives make me very nervous. When I do tutorials, I can like pause it, stop it, and go, you messed up right there, or whatever. But yeah, I'll try not to be too crazy. But so I do a lot of tutorials, but I talked my husband into doing a live with me a couple of weeks ago, and then I asked him back again because sometimes I get going when I'm doing my tutorials and then people will tell me later that I went too fast or they didn't quite understand. So I was thinking it would be fun to have my husband join us.
Who apparently is the slowest person on
Not
the planet.
Not slow, but you just haven't made gnomes before. So this is a different, crafting isn't his thing for sure. So if you take somebody who doesn't craft at all, and you can teach them how to do something, then hopefully it'll be a better way to explain things too. So, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Let's go.
All right. So there's different styles, and I'm just going to give you the technique, and then you create any color, any style. You don't have to use glitter. I love glitter, and he does not necessarily. I like bedazzles. I like things that look shiny. So, but it can also be very manly if you want. So anything goes here. Okay, so I'm going to move these over to the side a little bit. Let's see, what else do we have here from Oregon? Let's see how far. Where
North Carolina, Hillsville, Virginia,
Illinois.
Awesome.
I love it. Hello from New York. No, North Carolina. NC, North Carolina. Yeah. We used to live in Savannah. If you were on our live last time, you know, we were pretty close to North Carolina. Don't forget to like. Oh, yeah. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Yeah. I just started doing gnomes and I love it. I'm with you. I've probably done, I was trying to guess the other day how many gnomes I've made, and it's a lot. But I don't know. Somehow it just really is therapy for me. So, but I keep on trying to come up with easier ways because they can be quite complex, and especially to make standing gnomes. And yet I really like gnomes that can stand on their own. And so I came up with this technique, which is what I'm going to show you today. And it has everything to do with this little tiny thing, plastic thing. I don't even know what you call it,
connector. But
it's a connector. So what I figured out, I'm gonna go ahead and give you the why I do it the way I do it right off the bat. So I got these. They're called yardstick balloon straws. This is what started me down this path, and I like these because they're just like plastic but pretty hard. And I got them from the Dollar Tree, but they don't always have them. So sometimes I order them on Amazon, and I will eventually, after my stream is over, I will put a link below of where you can find them if you can't find them at your dollar store. Supplies have been crazy this year. A lot of things that I've picked up over the past year, I can't find there anymore. So you do have to sometimes get them from Amazon. But the beauty of these is, so this is what the idea is. You know, you put your balloon on there, and then that can hook on there, and you can poke it in the ground. That's what they're for. But the thing that I love about these is the straws are almost as strong as a dowel, wooden dowel, and yet you can cut them with a pair of scissors, so you can get them whatever size you want. And then my favorite part of all is that you get that little piece, and you can attach two balloons together. So you can make your shoes in advance, and you have your cut off piece of straw in there. And then after you make your gnome, because I always like to make a lot of shoes in advance. After you make your gnome, you can just connect the shoe to the leg, and then it will stand on its own. And it's so great. And you don't have to try to figure out what size or what style of gnome you're making. Get all your shoes done, and then you can make them. Does that make sense? Let me know if there's any questions about what these little attachments, why we use this. Let's see, what else do we have here? Hello from Ohio, Tennessee, and Michigan. Not that far from Big Mac Bridge. Oh, I love it. That's fantastic. I love it. So anybody have any questions about why I use these balloon sticks with the little attachments? But once you do that, so I know you can see the balloon, but then when I make the gnomes, I put, if it's a girl, I'll use some sort of fabric around it to look like it's hose. Or if it's a guy, I will put a pant leg, you know, some pants through it. So I just went ahead.
So the plastic gets covered up.
So the plastic gets covered up, okay. Yeah. So I have just a witch gnome that I made. Now, this is the other thing. When I'm making these standing gnomes, I use cotton in here, and I try to make them as lightweight as possible. Feel how light that is. Really light. If your gnome is going to be one that's sitting without the legs, then you want it to be kind of heavy so it'll stay in place. But this is very lightweight, and then it has just the balloon straws glued up in there. Oops. And so, see, I can put some hose on it, make it look like it has a little leg. And so see how this, I already have the attachment on there. And I would want maybe a little bit longer. And of course, these shoes aren't the shoes for a witch. But look, she can stand on her own, even with one shoe. So they're really solid with two shoes, and you can turn the feet or whatever. So I love this technique, and it's worth it so much. Now, I have another video up of gnome shoes. And that one I put up maybe a year ago. But now I've come up with a faster, easier way. So that is what we're going to do tonight. Okay, any questions? Let's see.
I think we're all caught up.
All right, we're caught up. Good. Oh, I'm so happy that everybody's here. Okay, let's get started. So the first thing that we're going to do, you do need some real high-tech stuff for your soles. And that is a piece of cardboard. This is how we're going to do the bottom of the shoe. So I'm going to teach you. Now, for the size, so that you can get these the right size, I will have a template that's free, downloadable, that you can just print off and make a template. But I'm going to show you how I came up with the template that I do my gnome shoes with. Now, I picked up, there are these, they're called condiment cups. And you can get them maybe 10 for $1 at the Dollar Tree sometimes. And I just haven't seen them there lately. These I actually ordered off Amazon, and I order them in bulk because I do a lot of gnome shoes. But they're very reasonably priced. And again, I'll put a link. Do you remember how much they were? Well, we bought them in huge bulk. Anyway, this is what we're going to start off with, are these little cups. So go ahead and take 2 cups. And I'll take 2 cups. We're going to get started. Okay, you need some scissors. And these don't have to have any kind of fancy scissors. These cups are pretty easy to maneuver. I'm going to move my hot glue out of the way for a minute. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do, there's different ways that you can do the shoes, depending on if you want high tops, low tops, whatever. I think we're going to do low tops.
Okay.
Or do you want to do high tops?
I don't care.
Okay, we're going to do low tops. Okay, let's take our first one and just in your mind, figure out where halfway is, and we're going to cut a triangle. So cut a triangle halfway, and it's okay if it splits all the way up. That's not a big deal. We're just getting a spot to cut like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, good.
Like that?
Yep. So we're just going to cut it. See how that is? It's kind of bright. Should we? Seems like we're too bright. All right, let's see.
Yeah.
Okay. So the reason why we cut that triangle, because I just wanted to show how easy this is. Okay, we got our trash under here. And then we're just going to, right where that triangle peak starts, we're just going to cut around because we want this to be cut in half. So, and this doesn't have to be real fancy cut. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's going to be tucked under. So as you can see, this is what we've got. That's cut off. And now we have one little piece.
Right.
Like that. Yep. And this one we're not going to use. I know I pretty much, back to the trash, use everything. But this one we're not going to use. Okay, so this is what size our shoe is going to start off with. Like that. You got it? And again, I will have a template so you don't have to go through this process if you don't want to. But this is pretty easy. Now, you're just going to put those on your cardboard and draw the sole around them. So just draw a circle. Now, a lot of times, and again, you can see that when I drew it, well, I don't know if you can see it or not. It doesn't have to be real fancy because it's just a basic line. You're using a marker, so that's good. Okay, once you get that, then go ahead and cut that out. Cut it out. You get it? Sometimes I like to use these like kitchen type scissors when I'm using heavy cardboard. This one is really heavy cardboard. Generally, I will make these with the cardboard that you get from the post office boxes. But really, any kind of cardboard will work. Okay. So now that we have those cut, that one cut, we need 2 of them. So if you don't mind, keep cutting.
Okay.
Get us 2 of them, and I'm going to check on who's
2
here.
2 for me, 2 for you.
2 for each of us. We have Diane Burris from Hillsville, Virginia. Welcome. Let's see. Did I get caught up where we are? Nancy from Ohio. And if you're just now joining us, please put in the comments below or the chat where you're from. I love to see where you're from. And if you have any questions about any of my DIYs or why I do what I do or anything you want to know, this is the time to ask. Let's see, Don Gardner from Michigan. Oh, we did that one. Okay, and then Debbie Shannon from Mississippi. All right. Charlene from Florida. Oh, I bet you're having good weather in Florida. And Jasmine from Colorado. We love Colorado. His mother lives in Fort Collins. We go to Colorado a lot.
Yeah.
We love Colorado. Okay, once that's cut out, the next thing that we're going to do is, sorry to bug you, but you've got will you give me the stack of foam? The foam.
The whole stack?
Yep, give me the stack. Okay, this is my favorite thing. Some of my shoes that I've made in the past, I made with felt. And felt looks pretty good, but this looks even better. See all this? I order a lot of this. It's that foam. It's just, you can get it from different stores, but I got this all from Amazon. I just sort of order things off Amazon, I guess. And we're going to cut this out. So it's just a little bit, the foam is just a little bit bigger than the sole. Do you have a color preference of what you're going to do today?
Me?
Yeah. Pick a color, any color. You need a color for the top and a color for the bottom. So like I usually match them. So the bottom's pink and this is a glitter pink. But you don't have to.
Don't want to turn over my man card just yet.
Yeah.
Maybe blue.
Look at there's browns. Yeah, you pick black.
I'm going to do one. Is it one sheet of each?
No. Yeah, one sheet of each.
Okay, there's my two colors.
All right, blue and blue.
Blue and light blue.
Okay, so pick one of those for the bottom. I want to do something different than what I have here. Let's see. I don't know. Maybe I will go black. Black sole and a glitter top. I like the thought of that. There we go. So again, I'll put the link of where you can get this, or you can just pick some up. And I liked it when it was in the half sheets rather than the big sheets. That just seems to work pretty good. Let's set that aside. Okay, how you coming? Okay, let's see where else we have.
Oh, I guess
it's been cold. Cold in Florida. I heard that it's been cold in Florida. Yeah.
Iguanas are dropping from the trees.
Is that true?
I think so.
Is that true? Oh, man. Yeah, I actually have heard that it's been colder than usual. Okay, so let's see. All right, so what we're going to do is the same thing. We're going to outline this. And like I say, you want it just a little bit bigger than your cardboard. And I'll show you why in just a minute. Now, I have done where I take an X-Acto knife, but it just seems to be easier if you use some sort of a marker or something and then cut it. The beautiful part about using the foam is it cuts so easy. I found even felt can be a little tricky. If your scissors get dull, then it just seems like felt gets mad at you and it won't let you cut it.
Okay, there's two.
Did you know that felt has personality? Okay, so
that's because it's got glitter.
It's got glitter. No, this felt doesn't have glitter. These have glitter. These have personalities too. This is foam. All right, so I'm just going to cut that out.
You just need one more, right? Because there's two.
Actually, one. Yeah, one more.
Right.
Okay, so on my template, I have a whole sheet, so you can get quite a few of these holes on a template. But realistically, you only need one template, and then you just trace it out over and over. But that's how we set it up, was a bunch of them on a page. So that's going to be my sole right there. It has been in the 30s at night. Oh, that is cold.
It's cold for Florida.
That is really cold. Yeah, for Florida. We are in Nebraska, and it's been cold here too. I tend to do a lot more crafting during the winter, I think, because I just don't want to go out in that. Yep.
Okay. So what I need to do?
Trace it on. Which one do you want to be the top, and which one do you want to be the bottom?
I'm going to do this one on the bottom.
Okay. So trace out two soles, and you want it to be just a little bit bigger than your cardboard.
Okay.
And don't waste it because we can use more of this on other ones. Does that make sense? Here's a pen for you. Oh, well, yeah, or pencil, whatever. Okay, let's see. I'm just going to get this around. Okay, so I'd love to hear how many of you...
Right.
What's that?
A little bigger than the cardboard.
Yeah. How many of you have ever made a gnome? And if you've made a gnome, what kind of gnome was it? I'd love to hear that. You know what's funny is a lot of times I watch tutorials of things I don't even necessarily do just because it's fun to watch. That's kind of therapeutic for me. Do I keep saying therapeutic?
Yeah, you need a lot of therapy.
I need therapy. That's true. I think you're right. Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
That size? Yep,
perfect. Yeah, doing good. Okay, let's see. Who else do we have on here? We have 28 people. Oh, I'm excited. I'm just a little tiny second time going live, so I'm so excited to have 28 of you on here, and I am grateful for that. Okay, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and I was going to go on to the next step, but the whole point is to
Mr.
do it.
Slowpoke over here.
No, I'm having you do more things.
Okay, so cut them out now.
Yeah, cut them out. Yep. Very good.
It's a lot easier to cut than the cardboard.
Oh, yes, very much easier. Okay, now let me talk to you about my hot glue guns. I made this little hot glue stand because my hot glue gun, this thing I have had for so long that it's kind of seen better days. So I made this stand to keep it. And I usually have two guns, and especially for this project, I have two, and let me explain why. I wanted the one that has the hot heat and a big, like the bigger tubes. And then I also wanted the skinny ones that will go low and high. So this one I think is Gorilla, and I'm not getting any kind of sponsorship from them, but whatever type that you can get that will do a small, like a finer tip on the end. Let's see if I can get that where you can see it. See the difference between the tips? This one's finer, and that will do low heat. And then you also need to get glue sticks for the low heat one that can handle low heat. And the reason is if you put this hot heat on this foam, it'll just melt it and make it have dings in it, and you don't want that. But there are times, the other thing is when you have low heat, it's not as strong as the high heat one. So depending on what you're doing, it's nice to have the strong kind and the low heat. So yeah, I'm a 2 hot glue gun person. That's true. Okay, let's see. We have Seth on.
Ontario, Canada.
Ontario. No, that's, where are you?
From Patty up top.
Ontario.
Then
you made a fisherman gnome. Oh, that's on my bucket list. I want to do a fisherman gnome. I would love to. Yeah, my grandfather and my mother, they were big fisher. They just loved to fish. And so that's on my bucket list for sure. Never made a gnome here and here to learn how. I love it. I've made about 6 gnomes, including 3 Easter Bunny gnomes. I've made some Easter Bunny gnomes too. I love doing that. Okay, let's see. Mandy Johnson. Hi, everyone from Orlando, Florida. Hopefully Orlando is going to heat up. I love it. Let's see. Thanks for doing this video. Love it. Seth says hi from another Cornhusker here. All right, go. Can we say, it's so funny what things that YouTube will like ding you if you say. One of my gnome shoes that I made, I had I won't say it because it'll probably get me in trouble, but had a swish on it, and then it like wouldn't let me post that video. So you can see that these are not any specific name brand. They are just gem glams. So good. But yeah, I think we could say go Huskers. Yeah. Cornhusker. Anyway, let's see, Mandy. I made my first St. Patrick's Day gnome last week. Oh yeah, St. Patrick's Day. I have a son who was born on St. Patrick's Day. We actually lived in Savannah at the time, and They celebrate St. Patrick's Day there. So yeah, we love St. Patrick's Day. We always do some fun. In fact, I was thinking of doing St. Patrick's Day shoes today and I forgot. Okay, let's see. Hello, I'm dying to make gnomes, but I'm a little scared. I don't want to mess up. Okay, I hear you. And that's why my first 4 or 5 gnomes, I would see a gnome and think, I can do that. I'm pretty crafty. I can do that. They were flops. You can attest to this. They were beyond awful. I could not believe how it didn't.
They weren't that bad.
They were so bad.
No, they were great doorstops.
Doorstops. They were more like great to weight down the bottom of the trash bag. I mean, they were bad. So yeah, there definitely is a technique for it. So it's worth watching a quick tutorial to get just the basics. And once you learn the basics and you decide what type of gnome you want to do, then you can do your own embellishments and create your own style. So let's see, we've got somebody from Northern Ireland. I love it. And one from Boston, Massachusetts.
Welcome.
Nice weather. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome. So good to see you. Okay, let's see.
Okay.
Now we got it like this. Okay, so to glue the soles to our cardboard, I don't know why. It just feels like it went bright and now it didn't. Okay. We're going to use the not as hot thing. And what you do is you just, see, this is the time when I'm usually, I'll zoom in, but we're live, so we're going to do it this way. So you just give it a pretty generous amount and make sure it gets onto the outer edges.
Right on the foam.
Right on the foam.
Okay.
And this has been warmed up for a long time, so let's see if this is going to work here. But this cooling type, here you go. Do
I do both of them?
Just do one at a time because it'll cool so fast. So just put that right on top of it. Yeah, that kind of hot glue cools pretty fast, so you don't want it to cool off before you can get the next one ready. And then once you do one, and luckily our table is great. You can just
other one and then pass it back.
And then we're going to do the same thing on this one. Okay. And if anybody watches me, you know I do not like to wait for glue to dry. So I always try to, like, once you get the glue set and it needs to dry, I move on to the next thing. Here's another glue stick if you need it. Okay. Let's see, where are we at? Let's see. Just started. Oh, I missed a few of the things. Let's see. Okay. All right, you got it? Let's see. Thank you. I'll let you know I make my first one because all my friends love gnomes and I'm very crafty too, but I'll keep watching your videos. I love it. You know what I make gnomes for? I make it for my therapy, which I've said, but I also make it for friends. I just love it. And I think for the past year or two, it's been so great to be able to just make a gnome that is the personality of the person who I'm making, or, you know, what I'm thinking about for them. And I love to just drop them off on their doorstep in a gift bag and send them a text and say, have a happy day. Especially when it's out of nowhere and they don't expect it. It's so fun. So I love that. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to use our plastic cups. So what we do, this is the reason why we need this particular hot glue gun, because we need the hot part of this glue gun to melt the top of our lid. Now, there are some glue guns that are kind of like this style that uses the cooler glue sticks, and those don't want to melt through this plastic. But I have
so you're not putting glue in there, you're just melting a hole.
We will. But first we're going to melt a hole. And you literally go all the way to the bottom of this tip. Oh. So that you can see I have little brown things because I'm always melting plastic. That's the way it goes. But you want it to be the exact size of this whole cup, like that. Now, if you have a glue gun that won't melt through the plastic because it doesn't heat up as hot, do you want to do that on yours? Then it will still start to kind of poke it in, and you have to just pull up the plastic and cut it so it just has a little tiny hole in it, and then it'll let you melt all the way through. I don't know.
All the way down?
All the way down. Let me see if this one is an example of that. If I melt.
Look at that.
Yeah, see this one.
Jellyfish.
It doesn't get as hot, so it didn't want to melt through. So what you would do is just start getting a hole there, and then it'll melt through. Oops, I poked all the way through. There we go. Okay, so now we have that done. Now this is when we're going to use our hot. What we're going to do is we're going to glue this down, and we're going to glue this down right on
there. I see a shoe coming together.
See the shoe? Okay, so
doesn't matter which. Can I use this one or no? It's got to be that one.
This is when you want to use this, because this is what's going to hold your gnome up. So you definitely want to be generous with your glue. It's not coming out. And then
melted too many cups.
Melted too many cups. Let me see. And you want the stronger glue because you want it to really be able to hold its own. So I'll let you do yours. Now what I do is I just started off with some glue. You can see it's kind of steaming there. And then I put my lid around like this.
Okay.
So it'll hold down like that. Okay, I'm going to check and see. Let's see. Layla.
I saw a fellow Idahoan on there too.
You did. Let's see. Hello, Joel from Boise. Joel's in Boise. You guys are the best. Oh, thank you so much. Belinda Wood, I can't find them. You can't. Okay, I missed it. You can't find. Sorry, I missed some of the scrolls, so I'm not sure what you can't find. Belinda, if you don't mind putting it again, I'll try and help you. You're amazing, and I love that your husband supports you. He is a good sport, I will say.
Since I am the reason for most of her therapy, I figured I'd
you better help me. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing with this smaller one. Just put a few dabs on there. I don't know why. You know, your hot glue gun, of course, when you're on a live is going to not work, right?
And
so
that's for the smaller.
Yep, cap, right on the front. So we're just going to put a little dab on there and then scooch this around. My granddaughter was in a preschool class, and they told her if somebody is in your way and you want them to move out of the way, just say scooch or scooch, please. And I don't know why that cracks me up so much. You just scooch. So we use scooch for everything now. Scooch it around like that. And then once you get that one on there, this doesn't have to be too glued down so secure, because once we put everything on it, yeah,
I think it's on there good enough.
It's good enough.
Can you like reinforce it or no?
Yeah, you can. But you could use this one if you wanted to, because let me tell you, that glue will start melting the plastic. So you want to use the less. Okay, so once we have that, then we're going to get our balloon straws. Where did I put them? We were talking about, it's over there by you. Okay, let me see where we're at. Let's see.
Here we go. How many do you need?
If you're just joining us, please tell us where you're coming from, where you are, and if you have any questions for me, I'd love to hear them. Okay, this is the balloon straw. Okay, so what we're going to do is we want the straw to poke up above the shoe line of this. So you just eyeball it. Oh, about there looks good. And then you cut yourself 2 of those. And again, that's what I love about these. I'm going to show you. Okay, so we're just, whoops. So you just put it so it's above the line right here.
Oh, okay.
And then cut it off. But I want 2 of them to be the same height. So figure out what height you want and then cut 2 of them.
Okay.
Like that. Okay.
Do they have to be above the cup?
Yes.
Okay.
They have to be above it. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Let's see. All right, we're going slow today. We got to speed this along.
Yeah.
Okay, once we get that done, then, in fact, I think what we're going to do, since I'm talking so much, we're going to just make one today.
Okay.
One shoe, and then you can do the other one. Okay, so once we get that done.
Dying to see my blue.
I can't wait to see what you do. Okay, so now that this is somewhat dried and you've got it secure, this is when you're going to put a lot of glue down the middle, because this is going to secure this and give it some weight so it won't be tippy when you get it standing up, because there's nothing worse than a gnome that won't stand. And I will tell you, when I first started making gnomes, that was the one thing that just didn't work. What is happening with my glue gun? Oh, well, it might be time to get a new one. But okay, so yeah, you just go like this and just really be generous with letting the glue go in there.
Okay.
You're going to have to push it in. And then you take your straw and poke it straight up and down like that so that it will hold its position like this. You got that? I'm going to set this one aside.
Yeah, that glue gun does not like me.
No, it's because we're on a live.
Does it have to be centered or anything?
Yeah, centered. And if anything, you have it lean just a little bit forward is okay. But really, it's very okay. Now, once we have that done, we're going to set that aside, and we're going to cut our top foam, and we want it to come above the line of the shoe. So maybe right here. So, I mean, I have a real fancy way of going about it. I go like this and go, yep, that looks like a spot. And then I just mark that spot. And
you're talking about just above the top of the cup.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, because the plastic that we're going to be putting a pant on or something. Okay, where'd our ruler go?
And this is the blue, all right, this is the foam that I use?
Yep, that's the foam you use. What did I do with our...
what are you looking for?
The ruler.
Oh.
You got to mark my spot. Okay, let's see. Who else do we have here? Belinda from Buffalo, New York. All right. What, Belinda, you said you can't find something. What is it that you were looking for? Now I'm curious. Oh, here's my ruler. So see, I marked it right there. So I'm just going to cut a line right there. And normally I would cut two of them because, oh, here's my X-Acto knife. You can get X-Acto knives. They even have them at the dollar store now. So the beauty of this is the foam cuts so easily. I probably should have picked a color.
Sorry, right?
Yeah, or just a little bit bigger than the stick. Do you want me to cut it for you? Taller than?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me cut it since we're running out of time here. So we're just going to mark that right there with my fingernail and then cut it. Like that. Okay, perfect. Okay, next, I'm going to keep my X-Acto knife right there. There. This is extra. Extra. Okay, let's see. Who else do we have here? Hi from Boise. Hi, Sarah. Cannot wait to see how this turns out. Me too. I can't wait to see. Okay, now this is going to be coming around right about here. But I don't want it. I want to have like the tongue of the shoe coming up right here. So what I'm going to do is give it just a little bit less.
Back it off a little bit.
Back it off a little bit and cut that piece off. Now I will have, when I put it up on my my link, and it'll probably take till tomorrow, I will have a link for templates of these, so you don't have to try to remember what is what. So just cut off the end. You can use scissors even. And then once it's cut,
how far back does it need to be from the?
Let's do this right about there. That's perfect. Okay. Okay, then take your scissors and just round the edge, because this is going to be like the tongue of the shoe. Is that the right word for it? Yep. The tongue of the shoe. Yeah. Like so. You got it? All right.
Is that all right?
Yep.
Like that?
And we want the tongue part to be going up. There we go. So let's see. I'm missing. Let's see. Hi from Boise. Got that one. Debbie from Savannah, Georgia. Woo-hoo. Two of my kids were born in Savannah. We absolutely love it. He went to Savannah College of Art and Design for graduate school. So we love Savannah.
Okay.
We need to go back to Savannah. Okay. So once this is up, we're going to glue this on. So just put a little bit of the not hot glue. I mean, it's hot glue, but the cooler glue. Whoops. On the bottom. And then just attach that right to the front of the shoe. and then you kind of hold it in place until it cools. And the beauty of using that kind of hot glue.
Did you go like foam to foam? Yeah.
Nope.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. The beauty of using this kind of glue is it doesn't burn your fingers like the other one does. Okay, let's see. Hello from Kentucky. New to your channel. Hello, D. D from Kentucky. Love it. Hi from, what's CT?
Napa.
CT?
Oh, Connecticut.
Connecticut. Yes.
Wow.
I love it. Hello.
Hi, Gabriel.
Yeah, hello. And then Rose from Napa. Hi, Rose. These are darling, and you two are the best. Thank you so much. Okay, that's cooled enough. All right, and we're just going to leave that kind of looking like, that's what it's going to look like for a minute. Okay, now we want to find our halfway point of this. So just fold it in half, find the halfway point. You got it?
Okay.
And we're going to glue the halfway point right to the back of the shoe. Again with this not so hot. Right there.
Just on the bottom, right?
Just on the bottom. So we're going to put that on, and you want it to line up with the black sole. Even inside it if possible. And you can kind of form it with your hand and just hold it in place so that it has this little bit of arch right here, like a shoe would be.
Oh, okay.
See what I'm saying?
Well, yeah.
Okay, let's see. Diamonds around you. Oh, I like the thought of that. Probably I would add extra sparklers.
Diamonds around you says, yeah.
On the hat or shoes.
Sparkles on the shoes.
Absolutely. You can never have too many sparkles, I think. He might not agree, but I agree. I love sparkles. Yes, I do. My first one was for my sister at Christmas. Oh, that is so sweet. I love that. Have I made any for my sisters? I suppose I better. I have 3 awesome sisters. Okay, we got that part done.
I hope so.
Okay, now we're just going to glue around. We're going to add some glue right in here. It's just going to go around the very bottom.
Like of the cup or the...
Of the cup.
Or right the cardboard.
Right under the cup.
Okay.
Here you go. Don't worry about the cardboard because we're going to give that a line.
Around both cups?
Around both cups. Does that show? I really picked a bad color for this backdrop to be able to see it. And then you have to kind of hold it there for a second.
And you tuck it in the little corner?
Yep. Tuck it into the corner. And while I'm holding that one, I'm going to go ahead and glue the other side.
Oh, yeah. This is not turning out.
Yes, it will. You'll be surprised. And you can see that mine is a little bit different. I didn't get it exactly in the middle, but that's okay. I can trim that off. Okay, let's see. Hannah Jensen. Yay,
more sparkles for dinner.
More sparkles. No. More sparkles. I like it. And then Louise, if you don't get the foam around the heel correctly, can you pull the foam off and try again? Okay, you can unless the glue completely dries, then it will just tear the foam. And I've done that too. But the beauty is the foam is very cheap. So I just tore the foam off when I did that raw, when I didn't have it exactly where I wanted. And then I kept my foundation. Not that it cost a lot of money, but it took some time, So yeah, I
think someone said earlier, the more you do it, the more you discover
what you can do with it. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's for sure. Okay. So I wish I would have done a different color.
I got to do the other side, don't
This one edge is longer than this edge. So I'm just going to trim that off.
Right.
See right there?
Do both sides?
Yep, do both sides. Whoops, look at that. I'm going to trim that off. Okay, then the other thing we're going to do is we're going to trim this so that it just has a rounded edge. I'm going on without him. See how that is rounded? Why did I choose black? I need it up against your shirt, and then it's easy to see. Okay. Like so. You got it? Okay, I'm gonna be going on to the next part. Okay, now the bottom of our shoes, we're gonna have a white sole all the way around, which is just the white foam. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut yours and mine because we are running long.
You rounded corners, okay.
Round the corners. Yeah. Okay, X-Acto knife. There it is. Okay, do I have any other?
Nope.
Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to cut, and these don't have to be any particular size.
Oh, did you glue the tongue down?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
It's just
when we lace it, it'll just fold down in. So I'm going to cut us some. And again, I'll have templates for these, but I just eyeball it, and it's going to be that size. Just almost a little bit less than the width of my finger. That's what size. I do real precise measuring. Okay, you need to tuck. Go ahead and glue that edge around on both sides and round that off just a little bit. Okay, once I have my soles done, I don't know, they're not soles, like the rubber edge for the outer part, it's nice if there's a line of color, depending on what color you have. I like to use black usually. Let's see if this marker actually works. Where do I have paper? It does work. Yay. So the way that I do the line down my white piece is when you show the shoe properly, you can put your hand behind it. Oh, good idea.
And it'll show better.
And it'll show better. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, that does help. Okay, I'll do that. All right. Now for my little white piece, I'm just going to find the center of it. And with my ruler, I should have gone the other way with my ruler. And then I'm just going to draw a line down it so that it'll have that, what would you call that?
Stitching?
Well, I don't even think it's stitching. It's like
it's just
pinstripe.
like piping or pinstriping. Okay.
Yeah, so we just want a pinstripe down the center like that. Do you have a preference on color on your pinstripe?
Yep.
What color? Do you want me to do it or you do it?
Either one. Blue.
Blue?
If you have blue. If not, I'll just use black. Blue's
over there. You have green. You have, you're going to choose black.
Yeah.
Good choice. Unless I have blue right here. No, he wants black. I knew it.
Stephanie's asking where you find your templates at.
I make them. So, I just, after I cut them out and I figure out what size I want, I make them and I create a JPEG because that's the best way. I just attach them to my blog, and then I'll put a link to my blog because you can't attach a JPEG to YouTube. So I'll put a link to my blog so you can go to my blog and get the free downloadable templates. And I just create them. Okay, there you go. But we're not doing these yet.
Okay.
Okay, so the next thing we have to do is decide about shoelaces. And I was going to go pick up some shoelaces. There's a lot of different things you can use. You don't actually have to use shoelaces. Because these are so thin, I like using these rubber, what are they called? Stretch lace bands that I get from the Crafter's Corner section of Dollar Tree. What color? You have blue, so that would work for you. I'm doing black.
Ooh, yeah, I like blue.
Here you go. So you're going to be lacing this up, and I'll show you how. With mine, I decided that I am
going to... How much do I need?
About this much.
Again, you can see with the precise measurements.
Precise measurements. This long. Yeah. I'm actually going to do a buckle on mine because mine is black and glamorous, and it needs to be fancy. So I'm going to do a buckle. So I'm just taking a piece of my glitter foam and I'm cutting off.
So we don't need this anymore?
Nope.
Okay.
We won't need that. And let's see what size I'm going to do here. I think my buckle will be right about halfway through there. Oh yeah, real precise measurements here. Okay. Mine's going to be a lot easier than yours. Do you want to do laces or do you want to do a buckle?
Whatever.
Okay.
Well, if we do laces, it'll be good to show them how to
do laces. Okay. So.
Do I need to poke holes?
What you need to do is get some, poke a hole. So take the X-Acto knife.
I'm looking at these shoes.
Yeah. So in order to lace up, I've done a couple of things. You can get a thick needle, but I'm really trying my best to make this no-sew. So in this case, you wouldn't need a needle. What are you laughing at?
Jaren's asking, off subject, but did you design that backdrop? No, I didn't.
It's totally real. We just painted it. We have lights and.
This is our.
Okay, it's a backdrop.
Our mansion. Come on.
Okay, what are you trying to say? You don't think? Oh, you're so.
Doesn't everybody have sconces in a craft room?
Tyler says, "Hi, Amy. Hi, Tyler." Let's see, Deb, so cute. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to show you. So there's a couple of things. You can lace things on a needle or you can use X-Acto knife. And that's what's the beauty about this foam. So you just cut, instead of trying to have one of those.
Without putting it through your finger?
Yeah, don't put it through your finger. But it just is so easy to just poke a little hole like this. And then take your string and just put your string right there and poke it through. So I'm going to let you do that. And go ahead and just create holes where you need them and lace. And I really think this is probably good. I just did 2 holes on each side.
Okay.
Yep. So I'll let you keep working on that while I show you the buckle. Okay, let's see. So again, what was I thinking about using this black? So I'm just going to fold mine over like this and add some glue. And this is going to be the fastest, easiest gnome shoe. And yet it's going to look really nice when I glam it up. So I'm going to put that over like so, like that. And then I'm going to glue this over the top of it for the buckle.
Oh, you know what would be great for this?
What's that?
We don't have
what?
A toothpick.
Yeah, that's probably right. Or
needle.
All right. Again, I'm using my not so hot glue. So even if it gets on my fingers, it doesn't leave me screaming. Okay. How you doing?
Not good.
What do you need?
Something other than scissor. Or at least one that's not as, X-Acto knife. Scissors that have little. Because the X-Acto knife actually, if I poke it through, cuts my shoelace.
Well.
Not good.
When I did mine earlier, what I did was I wrapped the very end with some duct tape. And then I could just poke it with the X-Acto knife and it went right through.
Okay.
So if you want some duct tape, we can do that. Okay, now my gnome shoe is coming along and I'm going to do the outer edge. Trying to decide if I want it to look. Yeah, I'm liking that. So you keep doing your thing and I'm going to move on.
Yeah, you move on. This is going to take me a while.
Now, because the size, I know that it's exactly the right size for this. And this is what's really cool when you do the sole. This has a little bit of give once it's hot. So if you have just a little bit more you want it to go, I'm not making sense. We're going to find the center of our white right there, and that's going to be the front because we want the seam in the back. So what I do is add just a little bit of this glue right along the front and then put this down so it's center on the front, just like that. Now finally a color that y'all can see. And then you have to hold it in place till it cools off a little bit. Okay, let's see. Kim says, I have 2 also. Yeah. Belinda, straw. I think we missed something, did we?
She couldn't find the straws? No. Someone was missing something.
Hi from Canada. Hello, Canada. The purple shoe, it's adorable and sparkly. Oh, thank you so much. I really had a lot of fun making this little thing. I love all different sparkly colors. All right. Now, once I get that glued, I'm going to go ahead and keep gluing around. Sorry, it really probably would have been better with just a needle, but would you all consider it sewing if you're just lacing a shoe? Would that be still be considered no sew? I like no sew projects.
I'm getting there. It's just taking a little while. I'm
Yeah.
sure if I had a couple of different tools, I might be able to.
Well,
make it,
if I would have
all
had
right.
your needle, that would have been the thing. Okay, let's see. Where am I? So we're getting close. Now I have one of these. Oh, where did I put it? Those little rubber spatulas. Well, how about that? That can wipe off the glue. But the nice thing is if it's kind of seeping out anywhere, but again, with this dual temperature hot glue and you have it on the low temperature, it's not going to burn your hands. So you can literally just kind of, once it starts to cool a little bit, you can wipe it with your finger.
Oh, just totally did that wrong.
What did you do?
Nothing. Keep doing your
okay,
thing.
see how that's coming around? And it didn't quite meet up, but this has a little bit of give. So I can pull it and tuck it into going just a stretch itself a little bit more so that the seam will meet up. And then I got to remember to hold it in place so that it'll curve in with the curvature of the shoe. See that? There we go. And then I have little glue on my finger, so I got to just kind of pull off wherever there's glue that's not where it's supposed to be. Okay, coming along. Now, let me tell you one of my favorite things. Have you ever gotten these jewel border sticker things from the Crafter's Corner at the Dollar Tree? This is another one of those things that sometimes they have it and sometimes they don't. So whenever they do, I usually grab a few. And they come in different colors. And with this black, I think I'm going to want the white pearl with silver. That's kind of glamorous looking. And that's going to be for my buckle. Or if I want to do the circle around so that it looks kind of like a tennis shoe, I could do that. But I think I'm not going to do the circle, but I would suggest it for yours, maybe. Okay, let's see. No using a needle as a punch is not sewing. That's what I'm talking about. See? I should have done it. It's not sewing. Okay, would you make them and sell them if asked? Okay, a lot of people have asked me if I ever sell them. And the answer is no. I have never sold a single gnome because of a couple of things. Number one, I feel like if I was selling them, I might lose the fun of it. Like that's the whole point for me, is to just make them and constantly be creating something new every day, every time. But then the other thing is I feel pressure then. And I always see like little flaws and I think, oh, no one's going to want that. I know it's just a thing, but hasn't been my thing. They've been something that I give as gifts or I give away to people who I think want them, or I make them for family and friends and they have to pretend like they like them. Okay, you got some shoelaces. That's what I'm talking about. There we go.
All right. So now what do I do?
So go ahead and tie the shoelace off. And then,
of course, tie the shoe.
Do you want me to tie it?
Hmm?
No. And then what I do with your white, and then you're going to put this around.
So tie my shoe first.
Tie your shoe.
So I don't trip over my laces.
Yep, don't trip over those laces. Okay, now for my black shoe, I want to put something that looks like it's buckles on there. So I'm going to use these little floral stickers. And so you just cut those around Now, one thing that I will say, even though it's a sticker and it's supposed to be able to glue onto things, you definitely want to add hot glue to it so that it will really stay put. Even because the one thing that I've found with stickers is they'll stay on and then 3 days later they're popping off. They don't stay on very long. And especially when they're being glued onto something that's got glitter. So
when do we go live? We actually don't have a schedule.
We don't have a schedule.
Do it
I think we're going to do it for now. Our plan is to do once a month, but this is already 2 in this month. So maybe they're definitely going to be Thursday nights. That's when we will be doing our lives.
Super tight?
Does not.
Okay.
So I'm going to put a little dab of glue to add. So I think we do need to make a schedule. We're so new at this. We just barely figured out how to even do lives.
It's not exactly great.
But once you put the trim around, it just changes it. And all of a sudden it looks so good. So there's my little buckle that I'm putting on.
Can I trim the excess off if I made this too big?
Yeah, but if you want to, you can wait till, trim it off. Do you need, trim it off.
Because I'm putting this on next, right?
Yep. Go ahead, trim it off. Let's see, what was I saying? We will try and come up with a schedule. It'll be it'll definitely be Thursday nights. That's a good night for us. And as soon as we figure out when that schedule is going to be, what do you guys think? Like once a month? That might be something. We just have a schedule like the second Thursday of every month or something. I don't know. We're coming up with it. What do you guys think? Okay, so there is my shoe, and I'm trying to decide if I want it to look like it's got a fluffy top, but I think I do.
Okay, so going way back, do I glue this around the...
Yeah, so what you're going to want to do, let me show you, because I had him working when I was showing this. You fold this in half, find the center, and then you start gluing here first. You can actually glue it on here. And then start on the front. And you want to make it so that it really is glued flush along the bottom. And then see how in the back it doesn't quite meet? Yeah. You can pull it tighter once it has glue on it, and it'll meet. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Oh, let me tell you about, I keep on forgetting too. Let's see. I have taught my granddaughter how to make them, and she likes my gnomes. I love that. And actually, I have made gnomes with my granddaughters, and they were 3 and not yet 2 when we did it. And they were just helping and loved it so much. And I know that some people would think, oh, should you be working with hot glue? But I was really careful. I did the gluing, and they did the other part. So I definitely think creating a family fun activity is a great way to go. Okay, now let me talk to you about one of my favorite things that my sister showed me. And this is yarn that you can get. I got this from Walmart. And it is so fluffy. It's like bigger than my fingers. And it has little tiny silver, what would you call those? Like silver.
Almost like, it's like silver tinsel, but silver it's just silver strands.
Tucked into it. And I am just in love with this. And it doesn't take very much. And I use this on so many craft things. So I bought one thing of yarn and I just keep on using it and using it. So for my boots, that's what I did, was just glue it along the top. And I'm trying to decide, I think this is going to be a boot. And I'm going to glue some at the top of this too. So I just put it in there. See, you can see that again, I'm doing my real fancy measuring system. I think these are not very good scissors. Oh, I'm using the wrong scissors. I have this one. This one's a good one. I have scissors everywhere. I have scissors for fabric. I have scissors for paper. I have scissors for cardboard. It's kind of crazy. Okay, where am I? Let's see. It looks great. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, I understand. Don't sell the stuff. Make either. I love gnomes. Try to make some myself. Yeah, I love that. Can't wait to make these shoes. Oh, I can't wait to I can't wait. I wish that YouTube would allow you to just post pictures and show me how they turned out. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue. Oh, that's looking good.
Oops.
You want this part right here tucked in a little bit, but otherwise it's looking good.
It's not very round, but
now, do you want to do the circle things anywhere, like this circle or these circles, or how do you want it? You can do whatever you want
to embellish.
Yeah,
them?
Do whatever you want. You start embellishing, and I'll embellish.
Hey, you know what I noticed though is my straw's not tall. Is
it's okay. That's okay because once you get your little attachment connector and then your leg, see, that's going to be just fine, and that will hold up perfectly. Okay. So, yeah, keep going. Do whatever you want. Embellish it. Make it look fancy. All right. So for my little boot that I'm doing, I'm just going to add a little hot glue inside, and we actually are pretty much done with that glue gun. So I find the halfway point and just let that kind of cool down a little bit. Okay, let's see. You guys are so funny. Love y'all. When do you? Oh, I keep on reading the ones that I already did. Do you have a Facebook group? I do not have a Facebook group, but I think it's time I get one. We should do that. Yeah. I have. I'm on Instagram. I'm on TikTok, which I'll do a lot of TikToks. I'm still kind of learning TikTok. And I'm on Pinterest. Those are the ones that I'm on the most. But it's time I get a Facebook group. I should do that. Absolutely. Thank you. That's a good idea. At least twice a month for sure for our lives. Okay. What do you think? Can you commit to that? He's so funny. He's so funny. He's like, you don't want me to keep going on. And I'm like, no, I think I do. I like it so much better when I see what you're doing. Okay, let's see who's on here. We have Bo. Hello from Ephraim, Utah. Woo, and he's strong. I love it. Hi, Bo. How are you doing?
Hey, that hot glue's hot.
Which one did you use?
I accidentally touched the...
Did you use this one or this one? This one. Yeah, I mean, you have to give it a second, but it's not as bad as this one. That one you'll know when you do that. Okay, so now I'm just going to give a little more glue on the inside and tuck my yarn down in.
Hi, Gail. So. Gail's from Florida as well.
All right, Florida.
Hello, Beck. Hello from me from Utah. You said that one? Go Utes.
Oh, yeah. He graduated from the University of Utah, so we are definitely Utah fans.
Even though Bo probably goes to the different school in Ephraim.
Yeah, where do you go to school, Bo? Let's see. Hi from Chile, Florida. Yeah, I don't remember when I've seen it be this cold in Florida.
Okay.
That is crazy. I have a friend who just went to Disney this last week, and they were cold. Usually it's like, I'm going to Florida so I can get away from the cold. But every once in a while, Florida gets to see what kind of weather we have in Nebraska all the time. Not all the time. Nebraska can get really hot too. During the summer, it feels not too, at least in Omaha, it can feel pretty humid.
It's horrible.
Humid and hot. We when we lived in Savannah, it was humid and hot, but we were so close to the beach that was all right. All right, yeah, that's looking good. I like it. Okay, I missed one. Let's see. In Instagram, do you have the same name or different? Same name. DIY is my happy place. Yeah. Love your shoes. Yes, at least twice a month from Colorado. Woo, Colorado. We need a trip to Colorado.
So is this done?
Well, it can be. It's up to you how much you want to add. You obviously don't want to add any of these bedazzles.
No.
Okay, let me tell you how. Yeah? Go ahead.
I'm going to take this.
Yes, go ahead. Now, what I did for these circles, when I cut out round circles of foam for the fronts, and then for these, I actually got...
Oh, by the way, let it be known, I am using just a little tiny piece of glitter.
Okay. You know what's so funny? I have 4 sons, and they are crazy. They're not crazy. They just don't like glitter. And I love glitter and I love sparkle and everything like that. And every year for Christmas, we make our own Christmas stockings with glue and glitter.
Oh, they should check out your
I have a YouTube video.
Yeah.
Every once in a while they get taken down because we use logos on them and they don't allow. But anyway,
Look, that's what
and the boys always make so much fun of the glitter, and they call it Satan's dust. Now that's not very nice of them, but I always talk them into it. Okay, now for these circles, you can either do one of two things. If you want to add a circle embellishment, like this one, I just used some of the white foam, but I thought it looked kind of thick, and I put a black rim. What are you laughing?
Joel says, my favorite comment tonight, that hot glue is hot.
Can you imagine the hot glue is hot? Okay, so for these circles, that I wanted them to be more like flat along the edge of the shoe, I got some vinyl paper from Crafter's Corner at the dollar store. Now, I don't get paid from the dollar store. The only reason why I always say the dollar store, I always try to get my craft supplies there first because
it's a buck.
It's a buck. So this is the vinyl, and you just cut a circle. And what I did was I used for my template the bottom of one of the plastic cups and just cut it out. Now, these they're sticky, but they're not very sticky. So the one thing that I figured out is, oops, see, that's with my paper scissors, cut with the wrong one. When you cut out your vinyl, you definitely want to use another glue. And you don't want to use hot glue because then it'll look bubbly on there. So what I did, and these are holding up once they're dry, they're holding up really well. I just used a glue stick. So I just glued the sticky side. I need a piece of paper. Okay. I glued the sticky side, and let's pretend like that's already in a circle. And then I can glue that attach it right to where I want on my shoe. And you can do that for any kind of embellishment that you want. And then, of course, I add some glam to that. And that's how I got my circles. So there we go. Any other questions? Did everybody tell me where they're from? Joel didn't say where he's from.
He did.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, it was early.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Nampa or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay, there we go. How did we do? How did we do on time? I don't even see what time it is.
Hour and 12 minutes.
Okay. I was trying to keep it under an hour and a half. So, all right. Well, that's it for us. So, again, I will put in the links below. It'll take me a couple hours to get them linked up, but I'll put in the links where you can get these different supplies and the templates for free.
Maybe we should have them put in the comments what we should do our next live on.
Yes. What would you like? So now what did we do our first one?
We did the sock gnomes.
Oh, we made a gnome. Yeah. So we've made a gnome. We've made gnome shoes. What would you guys like to see for our next live? Do you want us to keep going down the gnome path, or do you want us to do something else, like paint a fancy background?
or
No. Something that can be done at the table. Yeah. This is something that's been on my mind. This is what happens to me. When I'm thinking about what I want to do, it's usually I wake up at 2:00 in the morning and come up with an idea. So my idea for this week was a mermaid gnome. I think that would be cute. And the other thing that I think would be cute is that, what's the name of that? I don't know if I can say, I guess I won't care. The Encanto show, I saw a quote where somebody said, I hope Hannah's still on here. She'll know. What's the name of the guy the uncle that they are? Have you guys seen that show? Anyway, there's a funny quote about the uncle. And I was thinking it'd be funny to do the uncle from Encanto.
We have legs and pants as an option and a whole standing gnome.
A whole standing gnome. All right.
She can do it. I can
do it. You can do it. You can do it. No, especially if we have the shoes already made in advance.
True.
And that's the one thing that I figured out. If you make the shoes in advance and, just sometimes they can give you the inspiration for what you want for the gnomes, but really gnomes come together really fast. I do need to show how to do the lightweight standing gnomes that will work, not necessarily a witch. Okay, so yes, Little Mermaids, Legs and Pants, Tio, Felix. What? Okay, Hannah, what is it that they say about? Well, no, I didn't think it was Tio.
It was the uncle that was
The
missing.
uncle that was always
Wait,
hiding.
we don't want. Yeah, and we don't want to do spoilers if you haven't seen it.
Oh, but there's something. There's
Uncle
something.
Tio.
Something
Is it
about
Uncle?
Tio. No,
Yeah, Uncle Tio.
I don't know. Hannah, help us.
I
What's
think
the
it's
answer?
Uncle Tio.
I guess we got to get our facts together better. Bruno.
Bruno.
It's Bruno. What is it that they say about Bruno? Something about Bruno. Okay. Anyway, give me your ideas. So yes, let's do that. In 2 weeks, we'll do another live and we'll teach how to do a standing gnome. And maybe we'll do you can do a fisherman and I'll do a mermaid. Or do we want them to match?
Yeah, we can do different ones.
Different ones. Yeah. We might do a fisherman and a mermaid. I think that makes perfect sense. We don't talk about Bruno. That's the line. We don't talk about Bruno. Oh, there it is. Okay, so we'll come up with something fun. 2 weeks from tonight, 7:00, and hopefully we'll have Nathan back to make sure our live gets started right on time.
Yep.
Because we're still learning. Anyway, thank you all.
Thanks,
you
everyone.
so much for coming, and we'll see you again. And perfect. All right. We'll see ya. Yeah, you do it. You do it.